Going over to the political part podcast, you have RFK Jr. pushing to get dyes out of foods as well as set new standards. Now, this comes with thanks to Benny Johnson, which should have gone more viral. I'm a little disappointed it didn't. It got about 200,000 views as well as 13,000 likes. And, well, RFK Jr. could say it infinitely better. Oh, actually, no. That could be a debate in the comments. Who could say it better, my stuttering or RFK Jr.'s groggly voice? Who is more difficult to understand or comprehend? Maybe I should do a poll on them on the YouTube.
We told them that we wanted the dyes out of the food. The science on the dyes is so overwhelming. They're making products now in this country that have the dyes in them, like Fruit Loops, for example. And you buy the same product in Canada and it doesn't have the dyes. You buy the same product in Europe and it doesn't have the dyes. So there are a lot of ingredients, and one of the things that we're doing is we've launched a review of the GRAS standards, and we're going to get rid of the GRAS standards for most products. The GRAS standards is a standard that was adopted in 1958. It was adopted because when FDA was created to regulate food, there were foods that were generally recognized as safe, GRAS, generally recognized as safe, like flour, like dairy, like eggs. And they didn't want to make companies test those products, so they created that designation. But that designation was expanded by an industry that began taking advantage of it so that any new chemical that they want to add to our food is generally recognized as safe and gets no review. Yeah. That's why we have 10,000 ingredients in our food in this country. In Europe, they only have 400. And we have the worst chronic disease burden of any country in the world. So we are going to get rid of the GRAS standards for new products. We're going to go back and review all of these old ingredients to make sure that they are safe. And we're going to encourage these companies to get rid of them as quickly as possible.
Great. And one would think every American would be united in this idea. Let's take a look at our food. Take a look at why is the United States the most chronically ill country on the planet. One would think that would unite all of us. Of course, it hasn't, and leftists are freaking out left and right, calling RFK Jr. all types of names. Now, going to the top comments here, you also have anti-woke memes, or memes, saying, quote, make America healthy again. It's a picture of RFK Jr. and Trump shaking hands, getting 30 likes, which, again, is one of those things where one would think this would not be political, but, again, Kamala Harris, well, perhaps one of the most mentally vacuous individuals in the U.S., she did not take the meeting with RFK Jr. Trump is smart. He made deals, and he saw what RFK Jr. is bringing to the table. And I had a lot of my friends who didn't like Trump, but they love RFK Jr. They love Maha. They voted for Trump because of RFK Jr. So, yeah, it's one of the things where RFK Jr. went to both sides of the political aisle, say, hey, I want to make America healthy again. Interesting. I guess we shouldn't be too surprised. The side that gets most of their donations from people who work at Big Pharma were saying, yeah, no way. We don't want him. Now, you also have anti-woke memes, the LMFAO, and it's the Samsung, or it's the Android meme, where it's a pregnant man. It says RFK Jr. is a science denier, getting 15 likes. You have anti-left memes saying, would you watch this movie? And it's a picture of RFK Jr. says, no country for seed oils, getting 23 likes. So you also have Doge AI saying, quote, RFK Jr. is spot on target, bloated and food safety food standards. Another example of bureaucratic overreach. The GRAS loophole has set Big Pharma and processed the food giants pump harmful additives into our food supply for decades, all under the guise of safety. Getting 40 likes. Yeah, Florida One says RFK Jr. needs to be much more aggressive, educate Americans on the diabetes disaster, speak of the cure through a low-carb, high-fat diet. That got 11 likes, which, yeah, that is one of the biggest issues in the United States is diabetes. Or if you watch It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, you pronounce it diabetes, which I do. You also have Nam Nam saying Maha, and someone looking at a girl, and the guy is labeled diabetes, obesity, autism, allergies, depression, and the girl's people. And RFK Jr. steps in and says Maha and stops him, getting 4 likes. Let's see here. Stop Socialist Tyranny. And does have a cool profile picture of a Lego man saying, quote, love RFK Jr.'s talk on food safety. Getting rid of the toxic dyes is a great start. This is what leadership really looks like, putting people over profits and special interest. Make America healthy again is more than just a slogan. It's a movement on RFK Jr. leading the charge, getting 5 likes. Now, one of the wisest men, I would argue, of our generation, certainly of our time, actually, because he's older than me, would be Thomas Sowell, in which one of my favorite quotes is, there are no such thing as solutions, only trade-offs. Now, again, I love the idea of getting our food as healthy as possible. The only concern I have is the cost. Now, I know obviously there's a cost to healthcare and chronic pain. Now, very unique to the United States, we have some of the cheapest food on the planet. When you look at the amount of income that Americans spend as a percentage on their food, relative to the globe, it is very, very cheap. Now, I know we've had record inflation past couple of years, but historically, it's just some of the cheapest food on the planet. So I always do wonder, are these dyes and other things being introduced to the food because it is cheaper than natural alternatives? Or is it more malicious to make us sick? Or is it just out of convenience? Or is it just the marketing department saying we need that certain hue of red dye in the Fruit Loops? Which, again, you look at this Fruit Loops in other countries, which is funny. That's been one of the biggest reference points, I think, because so many people they've had it at least once in their lifetime. But yeah, you look at the same looking box with the ingredients and the inside and the actual food. In other countries, it looks quite different. They're not really Cheerios, they're loops of fruit. Well, I was gonna say not really fruit. Let's be honest, a derivative of fruit. But yeah, in other countries, the colors are not as vibrant. They're much more dull. Therefore, the kids wouldn't like it as much. Perhaps that's what the marketing department is saying. So it'll be interesting to see how quickly these food companies can pivot, and if there's any impact. Will they miss the taste, or maybe it'll be psychosomatic? Maybe it's just in your head in terms of the taste and the dye and the color correlation. But let me know your overall thoughts, because as always, be fascinated to hear what you have to say. Thank you, everyone, for taking the time to tune in today. Again, trying to get to 5,000 subscribers by the end of the month. So if you can click that button, I really appreciate it. Also, give me a thumbs up, thumbs down, or comment. It's a great way to give me some additional feedback, letting me know how I can make the show better and better. Lastly, don't forget to take time to tell your family, tell your friends, tell your coworkers, heck, tell your enemies, tell anyone and everyone. Just stay safe, fight the good fight.